Hi, this is Jason with TunaTech, and I'm here to give my rundown and quick thoughts on the Google Pixel 4a. I'm not a gift from Google YouTuber, but I did purchase it outright from Google for $349. So keep that in mind when I go through all this stuff on this phone. It is only $349. So we'll start with the build quality. It's plastic, polycarbonate, whatever they call it. It's not fantastic. It's not horrible. I would say the feel is pretty slick, but the feel for $349, I mean, it's really hard to even think that this phone is $349. It kind of looks like the previous generation 4 and 4XL with the camera hump square. It only has one camera and a flash. Fingerprint scanner in the back. Honestly, I've been using phones for a long time. I've had the G1 when Android first came out. I've had iPhones, and you know, most phones now are face unlock, fingerprint reader, on-screen fingerprint sensor, or on the side. Having it in the back again, they may say it's primitive, but it works, and it is in a perfect place. But the build quality is good, and I don't know if you can hear this, but those buttons are extremely clicky, and they feel really good. I wasn't expecting this phone to have such a good feel in the hand, but like I said, the body is constructed of, I think, pretty decent materials. The only thing, if I remember correctly, now write in the comments below if I'm wrong, I think the glass on this is Gorilla Glass 3. Now, again, they had to cut some corners here and there to make the phone at this price point. So the build quality is good. One gripe about the build quality and the size. This thing is, I would have to say, probably the first Google phone that utilizes the entire screen. There's no real big bezels on the top and the bottom. It's got a pinhole camera. All that stuff is fantastic. I do wish, and again, this is a $349 phone, so it's something I can definitely live with, but it's the trade-off of I enjoy a little bit larger phones, and I would be okay if they gave me a little bit more screen real estate. With that being said, it's fine. Screen size, you can look up the specs, Google it. I don't have them in front of me, but it's a good size. Things will look good. They're sharp. It's 1080p. Doesn't have any super secretive 90 hertz, 120 hertz. But honestly, for the price point, it does not bother me one bit. It seems pretty smooth to me. You got everything you need. It moves. So the screen is good. It's got a pinhole. I don't really notice it. Going back to the screen size, watching media consumption, I do have a Note 20 Ultra as well. I've got an LG V60, an iPhone SE. This thing, screen-wise and speaker-wise, I believe are better than the iPhone SE for viewing. The screen's larger. I think the speakers are slightly better. But obviously, most of my media consumption, for example, yesterday I was watching a live stream of some tech guys I follow. And I started on this. I didn't mind. I usually keep it this way so I can do live chat and talk to people. So I eventually switched to the Note 20 because I had more, I could see the picture better, the sound was a little louder, and I had more room to type. But again, minor grievance. It's USB Type-C. One of these is a speaker down below, and then the earpiece is a second speaker. Sound is good. Not loud. Good, but not loud. The volume could get louder. I don't know if that's a software limitation, or maybe they're just trying to protect the speakers from being, overused or potentially blown. I am running Android 11 beta on this right now, so some of the software stuff has recently changed. I had some issues with the Wear OS, which I know nobody uses Wear OS, but I do. So build quality is good, decent. Screen is excellent. OLED, 1080p. Color accuracy is pretty good, I believe. Again, I wish it was a little bigger, but I'm not gonna complain. Buttons are clicky. Fingerprint reader is really good. It's got USB Type-C charging. There's no wireless charging, but it's polycarbonate. Maybe that's why, maybe not. I'm not really sure what materials they can do and use for wireless charging, but it does not. Again, not a deal breaker. that leads me into battery life. I've had this for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I will tell you, the battery life on this has been fantastic. It's got around a 3100 milliamp battery, so you wouldn't think or expect much, but the software optimization that Android has baked in, Google has helped with Android in this phone, make it fantastic. And the fact that it is small and does support 18 watt charging, which comes in the box, it charges pretty quickly, and it's really good. Now, on the flip side of that, again, I have the Note 20 Ultra. It's got a 45 milliamp battery for 4500 milliamp hour battery, and the battery life is probably about the same, maybe a little less, which is kind of surprising for a lot of YouTube reviews saying, oh, the Note battery life is horrible. But the Note's got a much bigger screen, it's got a pen, it's got stereo speakers, it's got 120 hertz you can turn off, it's got quad HD, it's got a lot more functionality, so I'm not too upset with the battery life of the Note. But it is kind of crazy at $350 you can get the battery life that's that good for a phone that's 3 or 4 times more expensive. Software, I was running Android 10 when I got it. It didn't have the beta 3 or 4 available yet on the 4A when I first got it, but smooth. It's got the Snapdragon 730G, which is a little bit older. Most of these new mid-range like the Nord and the LG Velvet, they're using the 765G, which has the 5G capability. Which, again, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter. If you do, you'll see I posted a picture of my Note 20 Ultra with AT&T's 5G SIM in. I got 1.1 megabyte down. And then on AT&T's regular service, I got 130 meg down. So I don't know if it's just the 5G is weird in my area, but I could give 2 craps less about 5G at this point. I live in a rural area, so I don't have a whole lot of access to it. And if I do, it's low band. It's not the ultra wideband that Verizon utilizes. Okay, so software is good. If you're an Android purist, this is the phone to go to. I didn't realize how much I missed it since I've been using the LG and the Samsungs, and I've used some Xiaomi's, some Realme's, and going back to stock experience is absolutely minimalist. That's the best way to put it. It's great. And the guarantee of 3 years of security updates and OS updates, like Samsung had just came out. I see Android moving that direction, which is good. And the last thing I would say, is the cameras. You can't talk with a Pixel 4a without talking about the cameras. I own the iPhone SE, the 2020 version, and the camera is good. I'm not gonna lie. Apple and Google's color sciences are different. Whereas Google tries to do more, or Android tries to tend more towards the cool, saturated, which is what most general public like for Instagram, social media, Twitter, even personal. Not to say Apple's bad. There's more towards the warmer, more yellowish tones, and in some I don't have any pictures to show you on this video, but in some instances it was really good. They were both on par, but I will tell you right now, the Pixel 4a has the best camera for any phone. I would almost venture to say probably $600 or less. Maybe even some $1,200 wink wink cameras. Now, doesn't have wide, doesn't have zoom, and that's where the camera starts to falter because it doesn't have the options. But point and shoot, I have done side-by-side pictures with the Note 20 Ultra and the Pixel 4a, and the Pixel 4a is just a better boom, snap, you're done. Even the video has actually really increased on the Pixel 4a. Not only have I watched a few other YouTubers who've done it, but I've done it myself, and the microphones are better, the video is better. The video can't compete with an iPhone or even a Samsung at that point, but picture quality-wise, night sight is absolutely phenomenal. Again, if you follow me on Instagram and or Twitter, I did post a picture of just a neighborhood shot of pitch dark, and then I did a night sight, and it's like night and day. It is mind-blowing. A lot of companies are starting to catch up, but it seems like Google's computational algorithms and science is just miles ahead. With that being said, would I recommend this? Yes. I would definitely recommend this for anybody who's using an older iPhone who maybe wants to looking at switching. I would recommend this to anybody who has any previous, even the Pixel 4 or 4 XL Android device, and especially if you're on a budget. But if you're looking at that Note 20 Ultra thinking, man, I need to have the best of the best, then you already made your mind up. Go buy it. It's a great phone too, but the Pixel 4a is the best of everything with just the right sacrifices that I can live with, and I believe you guys can too. Again, hit the like button, subscribe, comment below.